Welcome everyone to Pineleaf Previews the Mariner, where today we are going to have a little peek at the upcoming class to the Lord of the Rings Online, the Mariner. It looks like that the Mariner is a melee-based class that has fencing as one of its main points in here. We see this attunement bar right here. It's about advancing and falling back as you would as a fencer when you are doing sword play in here. So sword play is very, very important in here. What I have here is down at the bottom, I have two advancing skills. Right here in the middle one here on the second row, I have on guard, which is one that gets me more to the neutral. And then we have blade shield, which is a fallback skill. So you have a little bit of defense and going back, you have a little bit more offense going forward, and you're finally balanced when you're in the middle. And why would you want to be in the middle? Well, if you go too far forward or too far back, you have a chance of being stunned, and we certainly don't want that. But also, currently I'm at steady. It says immune to stuns, knockdowns, and roots. That is a real nice thing to have in here. So being in a position where you're not going to get stunned has certain advantages to it. So I can see why sometimes you'd be wanting to stay in the middle. Sometimes you want to be going forward if you want to emphasize offense, or fall back, emphasize defense, and try to not get too far forward where you might be able to wind up tripping over yourself or something like that. Well, it looks like Tegman wants me to show him a little demonstration, so let's go and try to fight against this dummy.
Now this is more like it.
Alright, let's see. I get here some leather gloves, I guess. Well, it looks like I get... Okay, other than better gloves, what else do I get? Looks like I'm probably going to get a... Oh yeah, specialization, new mail, all sorts of things like that. Oh, Bingo Bop. Well, we don't need to talk to Bingo Bop. This is Borer. Alright. So now, looks like I got a new skill here. It is Advance. Advance to your opponent with 2 thrusts. Swordplay finishers deal increased damage. Now the question is, what defines a finisher? Well, I guess we'll find out some point. I probably don't have any finishers yet. That sounds like something that's going to come more into the future. Debilitating strike disarms your target. Dramatic flourish. So it talks about some things you can get with it. It looks like a pretty powerful one. It attunes 3 in the advanced stage. And it looks like it gives you a 10-second buff to finishers. Alright, so that's what we've got in there. So now we have 3 advanced ones, but only 1 fallback and 1 neutral one at the moment. So it looks like they're emphasizing offense for the moment. But I think he said something about time to specialize. Let's see what we got here. Now we can have the Duelist, which is weaves dramatic combinations of strikes to deal relentless damage. The Rover uses anything on hand to hinder foes, and sings shanties to coordinate and to motivate allies. So the shanty caller, that sounds like something more useful if you're in a group. Now the Duelist, I suspect a lot of people are going to be doing demonstrations as a Duelist, so I'm going to try the Rover. I do have a liking of yellow lines, and this looks like it could be an interesting little one, so let's try the Rover. What do we get at the start? Entangled lines grants access to thrown bolas, which can entangle your foes, rooting them in place. Throw. So it gets you a throw bola skill. Alright. I guess we can see what that does. Oh, looks like we get a few things in here. So let's... So we have throw bolas. That is one that attunes on the... Oh, I guess because you step back in order to throw the bolas. So that's why it goes with that one. Then Thrum of the Sea, which also goes back a little bit. A low thrum of the sea resonates about their ears as the target, pushing them back to their mind and holding them in a trance-like state. Oh, okay, so that's a daze. Alright, so those are CC skills. And what's this? Draining Strike, Swordplay Finisher. Ah, here it is. Here's a finisher. So therefore you probably get a finisher whenever you specialize. So that's why you get advanced at the same time. Alright, so Swordplay Finisher enables recenter. And 7 and eyes attunes 3 to the right, requires 7 or higher. Alright. Okay, so it says enables reset. Oh, that must be something that's going to pop up on my screen if I went to it there. So this is going to go and forward a little bit to advance it there, and then draining strike. Okay, now let's get into.
If you impress me, maybe I'll give you this Uruk sword.
Okay, so I need to use thrust on the training dummy 3 times. Alright, so here we go. I guess we need to first. Okay, that's 1 thrust, 2 thrusts, 3 thrusts. Okay.
That was all right, I guess.
Yes, you explained that the Mariner can first use On Guard to increase the power of a thrust. Ah, yes, because that's right, because On Guard, if you use this, it does start you at steady, but one of the things it does is that it adds to your plus 100% thrust damage. Yes. So that's what that's talking about. Alright. I'm starting to understand this a little bit better. And plus 50% parry skill chance. Okay. So that was alright. So you explained you use the On Guard to increase the power of a thrust. When you use swordplay skills like On Guard, you gain a bonus to your next swordplay skill. Each swordplay skill will give you a bonus to a small number of other skills, so you should use them carefully in order to maximize your effectiveness. On their own, On Guards will simply refresh your steady buff, but it will improve your thrust if thrust is the next swordplay that you use. So if you use On Guard, so if you want to do thrust, you start out with an On Guard, then you fall out with the thrust. Okay, so I need to use an On Guard. So, alright, so we go. Oh, okay.
One more. Show me one more skill.
Alright, let's see. That was a decent show, I presume. Alright. What could you demonstrate now? Dramatic Flourish is a finisher swordplay skill that gives you a potent critical hit buff. The damaging of swordplay finisher requires that you give a forward stance of balance, which you can achieve by using offensive skills. Or perhaps you can demonstrate a feint, which is a quick reaction that provides unique swordplay bonuses. Or you can do a Thrum of the Sea, which dazes the opponent. Now, I think that one of them is that you need. Obviously, that means so you see Dramatic Flourish. Now I have Draining Strike here, so or Thrum of the Sea or Feint. So obviously for me it'll be Thrum of the Sea. If you're in red line, I guess it'll be Dramatic Flourish, and if you are in blue line, Feint. All right, that all makes sense. So let us do it here. So let's go. All right, so let's get our attunement up a little bit. Now let's get Thrum of the Sea. Alright, a little bit of music plays when you do that.
That was pretty good, I suppose.
Fine, you upheld your side of the bargain, and I'll do the same. Here's this weapon. Alright, fine. I will take this weapon back, but I will see you again when I have a target that actually moves. I've reached level 3, and now I have a step back skill for increased defense, and I also have a lunge for a stronger offense. So I'm starting to accumulate some skills here. Now let's see if I can find, how about this boar here? Let's see. if I... Let's try some things in here. If I can get some combinations. I was hoping to get high enough to get Draining Strike or something like that, but apparently I didn't. I killed him too fast. Even though it felt like I was killing him too slowly. Alright. How about I start out with On Guard. And see how that helped. Oops, as soon as I... Oh, that was cruel. As soon as I got out of steady, he went and stunned me. Alright. I think he stunned me. It looks like he did a move to stun me, and not that I did it from a move point of view or anything like that. Alright, so let's try... Oops. What is this boar? In that thicket in there, I can't see him. Alright, well... Probably not the best way of handling this. It's been... Well, we'll see how to do what he got in here. And I've got 6... Alright, because this goes up by 1, that goes up by 2, that goes up by 3, and these require 7. I would have thought that 1, 2, 3, 1 would give me 7, but apparently not. Looks like 7 puts you into the yellow area. So, well, here's a wolf. 1, 2, 3, 1. Oh yeah, there it is. Alright, I must have been doing random stuff that wasn't working or anything like that before. But now it looks like maybe going after a 6er was probably not the best idea. Alright, I am getting a bit high there. I was getting really high in the yellow zone there. So let's not do that. Let's get back to full strength and unguard. 3, 1, and finish him off. Alright. That gives me some idea what's going on. I have reached level 4, and now I've taken 2 steps in shocking counterattack, which is plus 50% chance to advance the stun when used after riposte, or however that is, and it looks like at level 5 I could bring that to 100% chance on there. And let's see, and on my right here in my style that I'll be doing, I do thrust first because that way it could be right after on guard. Then I do a riposte, and then I do an advance. So that should be no trouble in setting that up. So apparently it didn't proc that time, but it's down. Here's a wolf. So when I get to level 5 and be able to get that to 100%, then I'll be able to see that in action. Now let's see. Now does it say anything in here about the plus 50% finisher skill damage? for 10 seconds. I have to remember that so that I can get the finisher skill off quickly. This is going to be one of those classes that takes a while to remember. This is not listed as a basic class. It is listed as an advanced class for a good reason, it looks like. So let's still not. Oh, let's just do that. How about this brigand? See what we can do about him. Ah, he got stunned. Alright. So it does work, it's just that I had bad luck when fighting against the animals. Maybe because they were a higher level and he was only level 4. That could have made a difference also. This is a level 4 boar. Well, he died, so stunning would have been irrelevant. Ah, an Uruk. We very definitely want to deal with Uruks. They are scourge of the land, right? And I have many scourges to kill, according to the deed log. I have reached a level 5, so I raised my counterattack skill up to 3, so I should be able to 100% stun on this. But of course, if I'm going up against someone above my level, there's probably a chance that it will still fail due to mischances and all. Of course, there's always the possibility that he could die. And what about you? Well, he obviously wasn't stunned if he was able to stun me instead. Now, he was level 6, so perhaps it made a difference. It'd be nice if I could find... Hey, here's somebody who's level 5. Alright. This would be good. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the wolf was stunned. Alright, it's probably because it's harder to tell when an animal is stunned, but I did see his head go down that time. So, that does help in telling on that. Yeah, he's stunned. Alright, good. That is working. Now that I'm level 5, maybe I should take a quest and see what I could do with that. Because right now I've just been going out on the countryside and killing just about everything I could find. Another one of my new skills that I got at level 5 is Disengage, which allows me to gain extra mitigations and to run faster. So in other words, when they say disengage, they mean disengage fast, and that's obviously a combat speed boost because the skill would be completely useless if it were limited to out of combat. Now, you may be wondering what classes are able to play Mariners. Right now it is Race of Man plus the 3 premium ones from each of the other types. So therefore we have River Hobbits, High Elves, and Stout Axes. And no, don't ask me how a Stout Axe knows about the sea. Maybe a lot of Stout Axes were sent into the Sea of Nirn or something like that. To finish off this first episode, I am going to head into the Howling Stones and see if I can find the warg that lives amongst the wolves. Well, hello! It looks like the wolves here are a little bit more aggressive than the ones outside, because the ones outside at least threaten you, but these attack on sight. I guess that does go along with the quest where they're saying that the warg is riling the wolves, and I guess that's what they're talking about. That in most areas the wolves threaten to attack before they lunge at you. Here they lunge at you immediately. Alright, let's see. How about work here, but you should find some tracks to follow. Did that actually hit them both? Well, I guess we'll find out. And there we go. Ooh, I really pushed the limit on that one. So, yeah, look at that there. I actually hit the limit in there because it actually stunned me. So that's something I have to be careful on. I should have done a step back maybe as soon as the fight was over or something like that. But that's something I have to take care of, is that you can get temporarily stunned if you go too far forward. Now, that bola looks like it hit, maximum target 7? What did I have, a handful of bolas or something in here? I just shotgun several of them at once? I mean, that's quite impressive. Alright, so now I'm supposed to, find the warg tracks. This wolf wants to have me for dinner. Grandma, what big eyes you got? Right. The tracks continue south into the Howling Stones. Alright. And down this way. Oops. Another wolf. Alright, now, is this the last one? Alright, let's check these. The tracks pass south and continue to the Howling Stones, right? Oh, that's what I missed. The trail ends at a grisly scene. Perhaps the deer's body has a clue. There he is. Let's go in there. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, this is. I can see. I think a lot of people had their first death as a result of this work. I see why now. Whew. That one was tough. Alright. Are we all centered now? Yeah. Let's get out of here. That finishes off the warg.
What can I do for you?
I'm glad to see that you returned safely. So am I. That was a close one. And that is it for their first episode. Next time I will be a few levels higher, where we can look at some of the skills that you get, let's say about level 10, when we return to Pineleaf Previews the Mariner.